What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video, man. You already know what I need you to do. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell, because it does go a long way with helping out the channel. If this is your first time, I already know why you're here. You're tired of releasing on your keyboards, your laptops, and your desktops, and you're tired of being manipulated and dominated by female culture. You are in the right place, man. I'm excited about this video because I do believe that you are going to get value. Why does Satan accuses you? Why does the devil accuse you? And the reason for this is to stop the blessings of God from flowing into your life. See, God has a mission and a plan for his kingdom, which means if you've been called and redeemed by the blood of the Most High, he has a mission and a plan for you because you are a part of God's kingdom. You are a part of God advancing his kingdom purposes through you in your life. The Bible says that God has prepared the good works for us to do before the foundations of the world. Ephesians says that we have all spiritual blessings in the heavens. So God has already loaded us up with blessings, virtues, things that he has given us so that we can accomplish and advance his kingdom here on earth. So when you masturbate, when you watch pornography, when you engage in sexual immorality, the devil is going to use that evidence against you to go to God, state his case to prevent you from receiving the blessings that God has for you. Because the way he does this is basically he accuses you and then he uses God's righteous and just nature. And he says, listen, you are the God, you are the Most High God. You are holy. You hate and you detest sin, disobedience. The Bible says in Romans 12:1, for your children to present themselves as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to you. But look at Timothy over here. Look at Justin. Look at Devin. Look at these individuals. They are presenting their members as a sacrifice to me. They are worshiping me. Therefore, I see that you have a promotion scheduled for him. Therefore, I see that he's supposed to meet this particular person that is supposed to put him in a position to do this in the future. But I'm asking the courts, I'm asking the holy and righteous judge to stop this blessing, to hold this blessing up, because he is not deserving of it. He's continually sinning against you with no regard for his own body. The Bible says that every other sin is done outside the body, but he who commits sexual sin he sins against his own body. He has no regard for his own body. He accuses you. He accuses you to keep you in a cycle of retrogression. What is retrogression? It's not allowing you to excel. It's not allowing you to exceed. It's not allowing you to get to the next level. Stagnation is making all of your efforts slow, snail-like. It's making your efforts slow, snail-like. Apologize for the text. It's making your efforts slow and snail-like. It's keeping you moving at a very, very, very slow pace so that you can't accomplish your mission. You got to understand something. When God made the proclamation that he will put enmity between the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent back in Genesis 3, his whole plan was to shut down this mission. His whole plan was to make sure that that never happened. And ever since that proclamation, he's been trying with all of his efforts to destroy that plan from coming about, but he wasn't able to succeed. So there's a plan for your life as well. And he knows what that plan is, right? And so he's on a mission to stop it by accusing you of your sin. That's the only reason Satan would accuse you of your sin, because there's a consequence for it. Why would the devil accuse you of something and there was no consequence for it? It would make no sense. So obviously he's labeled as the accuser of the brethren. So when you guys desecrate keyboards, laptops, and desktops, and you're living a life of pleasure, you're pleasure seeking, you have no control over your emotions. Here's one thing about lust, man. It makes you emotionally unstable. When you're constantly masturbating and you're constantly delving into these things, you're emotionally unstable. Right? Your testosterone levels decrease. These are just facts. Right? So you don't have that masculinity that you need. You become more feminine-like. Like all these different things happen in you and they affect every area of your life. So when you're reckless with your sexuality and you're doing things that is displeasing to God, you're training your brain to be impulse driven. You're training your brain to be to seek gratification. And if you don't get that gratification at that moment in time, you lose your temper. If your wife doesn't give you any sex, you go watch porn, right? Because you have to get that thing you're seeking right at that moment, right? So lust, sexual perversion is going to trickle out into every other area of your life. It's going to trickle out into your finances. It's going to trickle out into your work. It's going to trickle out into your relationships. If a person's not responding to you quick enough or they're not giving you what you want, you're going to have a certain disposition and attitude about it, right? You're going to be quick-tempered. All these things are going to affect you. And so now it's going from the basis or the crux of sexual sin, and now it's overflowing in every area of your life. And the devil is using all of this. He's accusing you of all of it in order to stop the flow of blessings in your life. That's why you guys have to pray and fast, because when you pray and you fast, you begin to bring your body into subjection. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians 5:17 to cast down wicked imaginations and everything that would exalt itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. Right? In order to be able to do that, you have to subdue your flesh. You have to subdue it. If you guys don't fast and pray, if you don't practice a life of fasting, you're not going to have much success against the flesh. You're not. Because every component of your life, every area of your life, every sphere of your life is going to be driven by immediate results. This is why a lot of you can't accomplish your goals, your long-term goals, is because you don't have the patience to wait and see those things through. Why don't you have the patience to wait and see your goals come to fruition? It's because your brain and your mind is fixated on immediate pleasure. You want it right now. You want it now. You can't wait. So you can't get in shape because it's taking too long. So you go eat that cheeseburger. Right? You can't save the $10,000 that you need to buy the house because it's taking too long and you feel like you're missing out and you want to go buy these new shoes, or you want to go buy this new electronic device, or you want to go hang out with friends and drink, or whatever the case may be. You can't see it through because you've conditioned your brain, you condition your mind to only accept that gratification, which is immediate. Satan takes all of that information, he takes all of that data, and he accuses you before the Father to stop the blessings coming down into your life. Balaam and Balak, Numbers 23 is a perfect example of this. You think that because Christ died on the cross, there's no implications for your physical sin. You sit here and you say, Jesus paid it all. Yes, he did. But there's still consequences for sin in this life. We see that throughout scriptures. Look at David. God created his household as a war zone because of his sin, his just transgression with Bathsheba. Samson disobeyed God. He got his eyes gouged out and humiliated amongst his enemies. Moses, he did something with the tablets, and God prevented him from going into the promised land. He couldn't go. He couldn't go. They were all saved salvifically, holistically, but they paid the price for certain sins in their body in this dispensation. And you are too. When you masturbate, when you watch porn, when you do these things, it's going to affect your life. The devil is going to use that information to accuse you, man. I hope you got value out of this video, man. I'm going to holler at you in the next one. I love you. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.